Yesterday we discussed about structural isomerism, different types of structural isomerism like chain, position, functional, meta, all those things. Those things we discussed in detail, in depth. Now we are going to do tautomerism. Tautomerism we have done preliminarily. What is tautomerism? Just one or two examples. Now let us discuss tautomerism in detail. In the tautomers, you have keto form and enolic form, which is more stable and wide. Mechanism of tautomerism, which exhibit tautomerism, which do not exhibit tautomerism. All those things let us do in the tautomerism. It involves shifting of alpha hydrogen in between two electronegative atoms. Generally here alpha hydrogen is shifted between carbon and oxygen, or else carbon and nitrogen, like that. Now see the first example, acetaldehyde CH3 C double bond O H. Aldehyde group CHO, next carbon is alpha carbon, hydrogens bonded to it are alpha hydrogens. Here we have 3 alpha hydrogens. One of the alpha hydrogens will shift to oxygen. Consequently, it becomes CH2 double bond CH single bond OH, vinyl alcohol. Thus, these two are in dynamic equilibrium, acetaldehyde and vinyl alcohol. Similarly, you take acetone CH3 COCH3. Here how many alpha hydrogens are present? In this case, this is ketonic functional group. Next to carbon, this carbon as well as that carbon, both are alpha carbons. Hydrogens bonded to those alpha carbons are alpha hydrogens. These 3 and those 3, all the 6 are alpha hydrogens. We just need only 1. For the sake of difference, here I wrote alpha dash. So shift one of the 3 alpha hydrogens from carbon to oxygen. So consequently, CH2 double bond C single bond OH bond CH3. So if it is keto form, and that is enolic form because it has C double bond C and OH alcohol, that's why it is called enolic form. So these two forms are interconvertible with each other. That's why they exist in dynamic equilibrium. These are dynamic functional isomers. Normal functional isomers are not interconvertible, but these functional isomers are interconvertible. That is the basic difference. For example, you take ethyl alcohol and dimethyl ether, those two are functional isomers. They are not interconvertible, but these are interconvertible. This form converts into that, that form converts back into this. That is the difference between normal functional isomers and these dynamic functional isomers. Next you take urea. Urea is NH2CONH2. Here these two are alpha hydrogens, those two also alpha hydrogens. Shift one of the alpha hydrogens to oxygen. Consequently, it becomes NH double bond C single bond OH bond NH2. So in the earlier cases, hydrogen was oscillating in between carbon and oxygen, but now hydrogen is being oscillated between nitrogen and oxygen in case of urea. Thus hydrogen is oscillated, hydrogen is shifting, migrating in between two electronegative atoms like oxygen and nitrogen. or oxygen and carbon. We can write ethyl acetoacetate, ethyl acetoacetate. We can write any number of examples. Now that is CH3, CH2, CO, O, C2H5. One second. CH3, CO, CH2, CO, O, C2H5. This is ethyl aceto. This is ethyl. This is acetoacetate. Ethyl acetoacetate. Because this tautomerism has been discovered with this ethyl acetoacetate. Come on. Here you have two options to shift hydrogen. Two different types of alpha hydrogens are there. Whichever alpha hydrogen is more acidic, whichever alpha hydrogen is more easily released, that alpha hydrogen you can shift to oxygen. See, what are those alpha hydrogens? You can identify the two alpha hydrogens in the form of CH2. These three alpha hydrogens in the form of CH3. These two alpha hydrogens are more reactive. These are more active. That is why you can shift. This is ester group COO C2H5. That's why you shift one of these two alpha hydrogens to this oxygen. So that CH3, COH, double bond, CH, COO C2H5, like this. See, if different types of alpha hydrogens are present, how to identify which is more active hydrogen, which is more easily released as proton, and which is more acidic hydrogen. How to identify? Like this. This methylene group is present in between carbonyl group and ester group. Carbonyl group is strong electron withdrawing group. Even ester group is also little bit electron withdrawing group. The alkyl group, whether it is methylene or any other group, alkyl group in between two electronegative groups is always active group. That is the reason purposely I shifted alpha hydrogen from CH2, not from CH3, because this hydrogen is more easily replaced, more easily released. If you want, you take this example, that will be more clear. Diketone. CH3, C double bond O, CH2, C double bond O, CH3. See this diketone, you can easily understand which is more acidic hydrogen or more active hydrogen. Come on. Here these three are alpha hydrogens, these three are alpha hydrogens, these two are alpha hydrogens. But which alpha hydrogens are more reactive means obviously this one. This is active methylene group because it is in between two electronegative carbonyl groups. The methylene group in between two electron withdrawing, two electronegative carbonyl groups. Definitely hydrogen is more easily released as proton. Thus, please always remember the methylene group in between two electronegative groups, two electron withdrawing groups is always active methylene group. That is the reason you can shift this hydrogen either to this oxygen or to that oxygen. It is one and same. So, CH3, C single bond OH, here double bond CH, C double bond O, CH3, like this. That is the enolic form. Okay. So, when compared to the previous examples, in the last example diketone, hydrogen is more readily released as proton and more readily attached to oxygen, because it is active methylene group, as it is in between two electron withdrawing carbonyl groups. Okay. That is how we have done these examples. What is your observation? In which case this tautomerism is possible, in which case tautomerism is not possible? Here 5 examples I explained. Where tautomerism, what is the requirement to exhibit the tautomerism? Which molecule exhibits, which molecule does not exhibit? What is the requirement? What is the parameter to exhibit the tautomerism? Here all, besides this carbonyl group alpha hydrogen, besides this carbonyl group alpha hydrogen, besides this carbonyl group alpha hydrogen, besides this carbonyl group alpha hydrogen. That means in your observation you can easily identify at alpha position there should be at least one alpha hydrogen. Besides the electronegative group, there should be at least one alpha hydrogen. Such molecules will exhibit tautomerism. Other molecules may not exhibit tautomerism. So, to exhibit tautomerism, that molecule should contain electronegative group and at alpha position at least one hydrogen. Now, let us do which molecules exhibit, which molecules do not exhibit. You only work out